Hey, what's up guys, my name is Fox and welcome to another video. Now a lot of you have been saying recently that my videos are more catered towards a player base that plays many hours a day and that some of the stuff I'm saying is just impossible to achieve for someone that plays rather casually. While this is partially true, in this video we're going to talk about this a bit more. I'm going to tell you some tips and tricks on how to stay up to date in Lost Ark even if you only play a few hours. And the number one thing that we will look at is the rest bonus system. But on top of that, I also have a few other things I want to talk about and just give you guys some more information on how to stay up to date with the content release pace while you're playing on a rather casual note. So let's have a look at this. First, let's go over the rest system and why it is so good. The rest system applies to 3 different daily tasks: the Chaos Dungeon, Guardian Raids and the Unas. What is so good about it is that you trade your time for rewards basically, in a very nice exchange rate. If you skip a set of dailies, your next first daily reward will be doubled. So if you run your dailies only every 3 days, you invest only a third of the time compared to running them every day, but you still receive 66% of the rewards as if you would have done it for 2 days. That is a lot of time saved for the amount of rewards you still receive. Obviously, you're not getting as many rewards as someone that will be playing every day, but taking 2/3 of the rewards for spending 1/3 of the time is something that I can live with. Now personally, I would suggest making use of the rest system when it comes to Guardian Raids mostly, and certain Unas. Please bear in mind, Una reputation does not profit from the rest system. In my opinion, Chaos Dungeons are a fast and quick activity that can be done whenever you feel like it by yourself. They also don't require a lot of attention and might just be side activity while you watch some anime or some Netflix or do something else. Guardian Raids, on the other hand, though, are time consuming, require you to play properly, and are a bit of RNG if you're playing with random players. This definitely can take more time, and this is where I recommend to make use of the rest system if you only have limited hours to play per day. Sometimes Guardian Raids can take up way too much time and then start being a waste of your limited playtime. Lastly, when it comes to Unas, if you only want to do quick ones for leapstones, I suggest running the 2 Phaeton Unas that give 4 leapstones each. This is done within less than 5 minutes and they're very efficient since you only do 2 out of 3, and then on some days you will have then 8 leapstones as reward, which means a total of 12 a day. Obviously there are other Unas like obviously Lopang that can even go faster with Bifrost, but those are only silver rewards. This here is a leapstone reward. This is what I've been doing on my alt specifically to just get some quick Unas out of the way. This decision is obviously up to you in the end. It is though important that you try to use your time as efficient as possible, especially if it's limited. Overall, it is important to note that just because you don't have as much time to play every day does not mean you cannot have any alts. It is mostly better to have an alt that gathers rest bonus than not to have one. Optimally, you know how many characters you want to play per day and then you multiply that by 3. That way you can always play them with rest bonus. For example, if you only have time for 2 characters a day, you could easily manage 4 total characters by just doing your mains dailies every day and rotating through the second character every day. That way you will always have full rest bonus on that second character, being very efficient and making the most out of your time. The message I'm trying to convey here is simply that it is better to have an additional alt at high level to then do it on rest bonus than running the same characters every day, even if you can only play a limited amount of time per day. Obviously, leveling alts is another story, but a very important one, and here I also got some quick tips for you. How do you actually efficiently level an alt? As we all know, leveling can be extremely obnoxious without using knowledge transfer. I really always suggest to skip the level 10 to level 50 part by spending the gold on the knowledge transfer. It is definitely worth it in my opinion. If you choose so, you can run the rest of the stories by yourself. Now, what actually is important here is that you can completely skip the Rohandel and Phaeton storyline if you do not want to unlock those continents. Keep in mind, you won't get access to the Unas that I mentioned earlier if you skip Phaeton, of course. But this is something that is extremely time efficient. You can let your characters sit in Vern or in Yorn while just grinding the item level to the next continent. This is something I really suggest if you are not in a hurry to grind these characters to endgame and just casually want to level them. It saves you a solid 2 hours per storyline, if not more, which you then can invest into other things, of course. Now, these were the most prominent tips I have for you: rest bonus and also leveling your characters while saving time. The rest of this video will just kind of be a reminder of the fact that it is okay not to play every day. But this is something that is very important and a lot of players might be missing this lately. I talked about this topic specifically on my stream lately, which is why I wanted to include it into one of my videos. Lost Ark is in the end a video game, and it's really important to remember that. If the game starts feeling like a chore or a job, it is time for you to take a break from it. There will always be other players ahead of you in item level or collectibles, and you know what? That is absolutely okay. Some people have more time on their hands, have different priorities in their lives, and will simply grind Lost Ark to an extent where most of the player base can't keep up. And again, that is okay. You don't need to compete with these people. The only one you are competing with is yourself and the game. It is super important to remember that we are supposed to have fun and to enjoy ourselves. Some of you might not need to hear this and think this is clear to them, while I do believe others might want to hear this again. In general, Lost Ark is currently in a very sluggish state that isn't great, but it will only become better. I can guarantee you that. Once we have the few Legion raids in the games, it will feel much better and become overall more exciting. So I suggest, if you're feeling like a burnout is coming, to just simply take a break right now. This doesn't mean you need to actually quit the game or anything, you can just take it more relaxed. What I do right now is that I play only for around 2 to 3 hours a day, and then I do something else. I take care of other games, or I just take care of other things in my life, obviously. The game has become quite stale for myself, and I'm currently just waiting for Volten to release. And yes, other people are grinding, other people are getting ahead of me in item level, and that is okay. Taking it relaxed is not a problem at all. In the end, all I want for you is to enjoy the game, since I know how great Lost Ark is, just currently not in an amazing state, but that will change very soon. Back when I started on Russia, I was in the exact same situation with Volten on the horizon, and that's when I actually got to endgame basically. The game will feel much better, it's just a matter of time, trust me. Just take it relaxed, play something else, and then come back stronger. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and as always, I'm also streaming on my Twitch channel nearly every day, and I'm also now partnered with Gamersubs, so make sure to check out the link in the description below, and you can use code FOX for 10% off, which is crazy, and I really like this stuff, by the way. So yeah, overall, wishing you guys a great rest of your day wherever you live.